Hi guys and welcome back. So this week what we're going to do is Airline. So Airline's a series that was round about in the 2000s, and basically it's just a lot of people freaking out at airports, and I just thought it'd be funny to watch.
There are other challenges for the EasyJet team.
They told us an hour delayed. We made inquiries over the phone.
At Luton, sales desk agent Leslie Cassidy is dealing with a group of passengers who've arrived too late to check in for the
Well, the first issue is that at Luton Airport, not the best airport in the world. There's actually, I think there's 3 other airports in London they could have went to. Well, Luton is London. Obviously, I could be getting that wrong. I don't think I am. I think Luton Airport's probably the worst airport you could have chose out the ones at least. Also, as well, what I'm hearing is if you're up 2 hours late, that seems like that's on them. I will say, like, I do believe sometimes it can be, like, I'm not all like, yeah, big airlines and stuff like that. I don't think any staff deserve any bad things for this. But I'm not all like, oh, the airline's amazing and all that. I just feel in this case, if you've showed up 2 hours late, I think that's on you.
evening flight to Amsterdam.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, 9 people that have been told that they could, if it was delayed, get on it.
This company has a different policy from all the other companies. And if they continue this way, they will lose all their passengers.
Well, like you're saying that is, I'm not... once again, we'll go on to the airlines. I don't think you can really expect high class from EasyJet. I've flown with EasyJet before. I've never had an issue with them. But I think when you go on it, you know it's a budget airline. You can't really be like, oh yeah, this. Like the man's wearing a suit. Who flies to Amsterdam in a suit? That's just weird. Who flies in a suit?
I would like you to come down because they're, well, fair, to be honest. I mean, if it's a little bit delayed, I can't understand why they can't get them on either. Okay, thank you. Bye.
There you go. She's even confused. That does just sound like there's a bit of inconvenience happening, but she's even confused, so I don't think they should be shouting at her, and I know this was going to end in her just being roared at.
It's not looking good. Leslie's tactical withdrawal comes just in time.
We are going to be on that flight. I warn you, we are going to be on that flight because we were told by your own people that we were okay. So you take responsibility and you get us on the flight.
I do understand frustration. Frustration is a feeling every human feels. That sounded like I wasn't a human there. I'm like, yes, frustration is something everyone feels. I definitely feel it. That's what it sounded like there. But I don't think in any way this woman deserves to be spoken to like that, because it's not her fault. Like, it sounds stupid. Like, I do know, I understand sometimes people go like compliance. If they work for someone, they just go, well, if my company says I'm not dealing with it, which I think is fair enough. But this woman does not deserve being shouted at. Imagine just like you go into your work and then just some guys like shouting at you like, you will do this, and she's probably thinking, oh my god, I've got 3 or 4 more flights in the next 2 hours to deal with. That's just the first flight I've had to deal with.
There is no unfortunate. You are unfortunate because you are going to have to bother to get us on the flight. That is your problem. We don't have a problem. You have a problem.
There is no need to shout like that.
No, I shout because it is so easy.
Well, either way, you're saying it's like, it's not their problem, it's like, it's not his problem, it's their problem. Either way, even if they fix it, it still was that guy's problem at one point because he was on not getting on the flight.
You should not have been told that. So, unfortunately for you, we were told that.
You are working for EasyJet. Your colleagues of EasyJet told us we could be on the flight. So I think you should take responsibility and just get us on the flight.
Unfortunately, we cannot get you on that flight now.
Give a good reason. Give a good reason.
The reason.
At least, to be fair, I don't like the way this guy's like, you must take responsibility for it. But I like the guy who's basically telling the other guy to calm down a bit, because this guy's getting a bit out of hand. Like, I'd be standing there, like, I think at one point I'd just be like, go fuck yourself, I'm away, do you know what I mean? Like, I'd be so annoyed about it. I'd be like, I don't want to deal with you if you're shouting at me.
Is that you still need to check on time. Even
Are you a school class? Are you a kindergarten? What are you?
Even if the flight is delayed, you still need to check on time.
That is rubbish.
Then they
That is rubbish.
Because the air
I think, actually, ironically, I think he's used that point wrong. Because I've got a feeling like schools, kindergartens is what he said, could technically show up, like, could start later than usual. Obviously, like, there's an issue with that sometimes as well. But I feel like flights specifically, because there's so many thousands of flights come in every hour to random airports all over the world, I feel like delaying it does... even though airports do it all the time, it does get really annoying. I've been on flights that have been delayed like 3 hours, and then you're like on the plane on the tarmac for like 2 of the hours, and you're like, why didn't they just tell us this so we could have sat outside? Even at that, like a flight can be delayed 10 minutes, and then they're like, oh, I'm really sorry, even though it's been delayed 10 minutes, we actually can't take off for the next hour because there's no space, and like the time we land is going to be an issue as well. So I think that's why they're saying like, oh, if we delay it the now, there's going to be a bigger issue in the long run. Like you could delay it the now, and then in like 4 hours time you'll get to Amsterdam instead of like the 2 hours you would have.
Why do you mistreat your passengers the way you do? Because you know that you're going to be an hour late.
We don't mistreat our
you
passengers there.
mistreat your
If you'd have
passengers.
been here on
You
time,
know,
we
sorry,
wouldn't have
let
been
me
on
finish
time.
my sentence. You know well ahead that this flight is going to be late.
Well, what I'm guessing is, I'm not sure obviously how the thing went, but it does kind of seem like what I said earlier about like they've shut the gate even though it is delayed, because they've probably pulled the plane out to the tarmac and they've like sat it at the side, because I know they do that sometimes, and that's when you're sitting in a plane for ages like roasting, you're like, I want off this plane, at least take off. That's what this kind of seems like currently, but obviously I'm not sure because I wouldn't know.
We're going to shut it anyway. The lady that was sitting there said Amsterdam is shut.
But she was sitting there.
But she was sitting.
Yeah, Amsterdam is shut, just the full city's shut. She just went, do you know what, see, for Amsterdam, it's shut for you specifically. That's what I would say to him as well. I am presuming he's a local of Amsterdam, just because obviously he's not English like he is from a foreign country. So I'm guessing it's maybe like he's trying to get home and he's annoyed about not getting home, which is understandable. But you shouldn't be treating anyone in this way.
Having failed to break the deadlock with the duty supervisor, the passengers decide to raise the stakes. They've come up with a plan guaranteed to cause mayhem. In Luton, it's time for the Amsterdam passengers to take action. They're going to try to get on their flight by barging past security.
I think that's possibly a bit more of an issue, as in a legality issue, other than like EasyJet. Like potentially that could be an issue for Amsterdam at the other side, where you could essentially just be sent straight back because they're like, you're technically here illegally. Possibly, I'm not sure. I just feel like barging past isn't the best one. Also, what if there isn't enough seats? Because she does keep saying a bit like there's not enough room for all the luggage. I don't know if that means it is for the seats, but maybe not for the luggage, which could be an issue as well.
I have it, but the flight is delayed. Sorry, the flight is delayed.
But they don't get very far. A wall of security guards blocks their path, and no amount of arguing will get them through.
We will be arrested.
To be fair, I will say airports are probably one of the worst places that you could be like, do you know what, I'm going to barge through security, because I feel like they're like the most high security areas ever. I don't think they thought through their plan that well.
Plan to storm through to departures has come to an abrupt end. The passengers are escorted back to the sales desk. Back in Luton, an unexpected change of plan. It seems the Amsterdam passengers will be flying tonight after all.
Out of spite, I think if I was an EasyJet person, I would just be like, no, you're not flying tonight. That's just out of pettiness, to be honest, out of the way the guy spoke to that woman. I'd be like, nah, you're not flying tonight. But I suppose maybe it's easier to just get them out your hair, like, go away.
It is still a mystery to us what brought about this sudden turnaround, because the manager came after we waited for 10-15 minutes. Finally she came.
She told us very surprisingly that there would be an extra plane going to Amsterdam tonight, outside of the normal schedule.
Okay, so that does sound like they've actually put on an extra plane, or they've went with a separate company for an extra plane, but that doesn't sound like they've gotten the same plane. It just sounds like they're all like, I should definitely lied, which potentially she could have, like, just to shut them up. But I feel like he's like, oh, well, yeah, it's definitely the same plane, but I don't think it is.
Angry as I was before, I could have kissed her on both cheeks, because I don't want to stay.
So, with an extra flight to Amsterdam this evening, the band of passengers who tried to breach airport security are on their way.
There you go, obviously it's dealt with, that's it over and done with. Well, obviously that was an interesting video to say the least, so I hope you all enjoyed it. Like, comment and subscribe, and see you